Okay. Are you?
Ma'am.
Another YouTube. Okay, bro. Okay.
Yeah, maybe not.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I'm sorry I'm late today a little bit. I was late originally to sleep, then late to wake up, and late to have breakfast. And so my middle name today is Mr. Late. The late Mehran, which which could possibly happen, who knows when. But before that, I hope that we'll eventually have about a million subscribers, maybe a million years ago, with the way we're going. Let me get these things out of the way. They are a little bit cramping my style. There we go. So, what's new, guys? What's happening? We have Tia Tia here. Don't forget, I need to know the credentials. Age, gender, where you tuning in from. Tia Tia, female, 19 UAE. Ahlan wa sahlan. That's all I know. From all that Arabic learning in high school, 3 years we had to take Arabic. That's pretty much all I remember. So Tia Tia says, hey, Mehran. And she's stuttering today because she said it again. Hey, Mehran. And no message. Hello, Tia Tia. Shelby is here, 15 male, Poland. I was 100% straight before HOCD. Is there any chance I will be bi after HOCD? No. HOCD is HOCD. It's like saying, is there any chance I'll be a horse after my cold? It's irrelevant. It's a mental thing, it's a mental issue. It's a glitch, it's a malfunction in the signaling system of the brain. It has to do with the overactive amygdala. It has to do with the malfunction of the caudate nucleus in the striatum, in midbrain basal ganglia. So it creates all that signaling not working as it's designed. So prefrontal cortex sends a signal or recognize a cognitive activity, and if it's not in line with your values, caudate nucleus in midbrain basal ganglia, part of striatum, it's designed to shut the intrusive thoughts off. When it malfunctions, it doesn't. When it doesn't, the prefrontal cortex, a reflection of the thought, hovers, stays. And because brain is powerful enough to, through thoughts, affect the body to react to a thought in emotional way or in physical way, then that reaction of the body in the emotional way or the physical manner creates an evidence in your mind that the thought is correct because my body is reacting to it. No, your body is reacting to it because the brain has such power to make body react, even though there's nothing real happening. As I have always used that expression of the green grapes in the vineyards in Paris or in France, even though it's not there. But if you think about something very sour and a script of something sour in your mouth, you will have saliva, but there's nothing really sour in your mouth because the brain has the power to create that physical reaction. But that physical reaction is not an evidence that there's an actually grape in your mouth. It's a thought that brain can use and make the body react. So after all this, that's what HOCD is. It's a glitch in the behavior and the training and the signaling system of the brain. You can't expect to be changed to anything. You just need to understand how HOCD works and use the 4 steps of Dr. Schwartz, which is very self-explanatory, and I have made a video on it, which I've offered to everybody. Here it is. I put the link again, 4 steps. So you can watch this video as I explained it thoroughly, how Dr. Schwartz talks about it and teaches how to use the 4 steps to rewire your brain and help your brain to, through neuroplasticity, rewire itself to a default setting. Steps. Okay, there it is. So here is your link, which I usually share with everyone. So in this video, you will get to know what to do, how to rewire your brain when it gets into the glitch of HOCD. Hope that helps you out, Shelby. So no worries. And just learn and educate yourself about this disorder and help you to come back to health, to what's been normal for you as a program. Princeton is here, says, hi, Meran. Are you able to see me lurking about your live talk if I hadn't messaged? Oh, I see. No. If you don't message, I don't know who's here. It can show me how many people are watching, but it doesn't tell me who's actually here or not. Many people may be, but I don't know if they're here. So the numbers may show, let's say, 6 or 7, but those are the people who are actually asking a question. I could have, I don't know, 50 or 100 people watching, but I don't know that they are because it doesn't show me here. Unless you send a message, I would know you're here. Muhammad Samir Khan says, 19, male, India, OCD sufferer. Okay, Muhammad. It says, even you told me I too know I'm straight male, as I know myself, but OCD makes real, overwhelming, false, irritating emotion. Yeah, that's what OCD is, HOCD is. What do you think it is? It's a malfunction. So, how many of you have actually been sitting and suddenly feel something is itching? Well, nothing is really biting you. There is no insect or anything, but there's an itching. So you itch it. It's not visible. It's not going to turn you anything, but it's a reaction to something. It's a reaction. Many things are just reaction. You're not supposed to come to a conclusion for whatever it is that you feel physically or emotionally. For example, if I'm itching here, I could say, oh my goodness, there must be some kind of I don't know, a bug in there, or maybe it's cancer, I don't need a conclusion. I only say, okay, it's itching. That's it. Now, same thing with OCD or HOCD. You have certain kind of emotional disorder about something that is not in line with your values, then don't come up with a conclusion. Just look at it as what it is. Yeah, okay, fine. It looked nice to me. Fine. Okay. but I know I don't have any interest by choice. It's a reaction somehow, somewhere, that this reaction is created in me, but it is not in line with my values because I don't agree with it, but I can sense it. And that sense is about malfunction or dysfunction, disorder. That's it, nothing more. But when you get into it, try to interpret it. Why? It must mean something. All of that creates more and more trouble because it's just irrelevant. Just got to let the nature be nature. You may see a horse and a beautiful, shiny hindquarter and its beautiful muscles, and your brain could run with it and create some kind of image of whatever sexual or emotional image. You're not supposed to bank on it or interpret it and say, oh, what does that mean? That means I'm a horsosexual because I like the way that muscle looks. No, just leave it. It means nothing. It's irrelevant. The problem starts when you start interpreting everything and everything. Stop interpreting. You see a horse, you see nice, okay, a thought shows up. Well, that's the brain's thought. You're not the brain. Brain is not you. So whatever it conjures up and whatever it brings to your attention or whatever it interprets something as, that's brain. It's an organ. Brain is not you. What it thinks and what it does and what it images and what it suggests, it's not you. You are the awareness. You're the one that judges what the brain secretes. Brain makes 80, 90,000 thoughts a day. All of them irrelevant to you. You're not supposed to sit down and analyze every one of them if it means or pertaining you or not. Nothing. Just move on. You know, you don't question when you have a, you have a I don't know, when you fart, what do? Oh, why did I fart? What did I eat? What does it mean? Should I have to analyze? No, it was bodily reaction. Let go. That's it. It's supposed to, it's a malfunction. Same thing with the brain malfunctions, organs malfunctions, kidney could malfunction. If you're dehydrated, it shows high creatinine in your blood test for the kidneys malfunction and shows the kidney not functioning at its optimum and looks at the GFR is low. Where it's supposed to be more than 60, it could show you 45. And you're going to panic. Oh my goodness, my kidney is not working anymore. No, you're dehydrated. It happens. Don't interpret so much. Go to your doctor, get a blood test, and you'll see. And you hydrate yourself or get some kind of a, simple remedies, a herbal remedies, whatnot, clear it up. You're not supposed to interpret everything that happens in life. Just recognize it, make a judgment on it. And if it's not in line with your values, that's the end of it. It's not your doing, it's the brain's do it. As long as you know you're not the brain is not you, you're safe. Otherwise, you're doomed. So, and Naz is here. Hi, Cesare Meran. Hello, Naz. Hope hope everything is good at your end. And let me know age, gender, where you're tuning in from. Obviously, Naz is a Persian name, and and all Persian girls are pretty anyhow, so we don't need to know. But the age, we need to know the age. Princeton, we talked about. We responded to Princeton. Naz and Muhammad Zami, we did that as well. And Muhammad goes on, says, even I know I didn't have these false attractions, irritating thoughts before my 18 years. How you felt when dealing with HOCD, I know it's irritating. I personally felt some tons of weight. What? Demotivating my life. Yeah, these are what HOCD does, and this is how people think and feel with going through this disorder. But you need to not focus on how it makes you feel. You need to focus on what it is and how it functions, how it behaves, what it manipulates, what part of you it manipulates. When you know the cause of it, then you wouldn't worry about the interpretation of it beyond what it is. It's a disorder. It's got nothing to do with you. It's irrelevant. That's all I have to say about that. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like We like YouTube to think that we are a very popular program, so it will actually show us around. We are invisible, as you know. We have contents second to none. Hardly people find us, but when they find us, they swear by it. They know, and every one of you have told me every day I receive emails that this channel has got values and content that is second to none, thoroughly explains things in regards to thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, mechanical process, material process, order in life, talks about breakups and why you feel devastated, why you feel the way you do, and what to do to move on. It talks about OCD and OCD subsets such as HOCD and all these other malfunction of the signaling system of the brain. So they swear by it and they love the content, but we're hardly visible. So I would appreciate any kind of help I can get from you guys as far as promoting the channel, introducing it in your chat lines, and share the videos you like in your social media to get the words out so we can reach more people and help more people. As you know, all the 3,000 videos are available to you free of charge, 24/7. Live streams are all free. Everything is for your benefit, and explanations are thorough. It's not a teaser to get you to pay something. So I want you to understand the service that the channel offers. So I want you to be at least feeling obligated to promote the channel. That's all I ask from you, so we can reach more people and help more people. Anyone who feels that they would need to talk to me privately for further discussions and elaborate and detailed discussion about challenges that you go through your life, whether it's about thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, and so on, whether it's about your breakup, your divorce, your relationship, or it's about OCD and OCD subsets and how it functions, and the studies through neuroscience and neurosurgery and neurosurgeons and brilliant, experienced doctors who have research on this, well, it would be more than possible for you to talk to me. You can go on my channel, or rather my site, www.mindthatseekstruth.com, and make an appointment for a Skype consultation, and we'll discuss what's concerning you one on one on Skype. Now we have Jose Caraballo Rivera. Jose is 25, male, says, and where from, Jose? Says, how do we deal with social anxiety and feeling insecure, mainly about our physical appearance? Well, what do you think the others are? What? Role model as far as model quality of symmetric in everything. Everybody has different physical abilities or physical presentations. You have to remember, it's not your physical attributes that the girls like. They like your confidence. They like how you treat them. They like how you address them. They like the energy you exude. They like the way you interact with them. They like the way you respect them. They like the way you make them feel protected and safe. You create a safe environment for them. They like the way you pay attention to them if you're in a more than a friend relationship type, if you're expected to pay attention to them. So regardless of how you look, I've seen drop dead gorgeous girls that are model type, and they're going out with some ugly guy that you can't even imagine how ugly that guy is. Yet the girl is attracted to him because the girls choose their boyfriends not the way we choose our girlfriends. We men are very visual. We like the good hair, we like the good looking, we like this and that, so forth. But that's not how the girls choose us. They're interested in the way we interact with them. They're interested in the way we look at them with calm eyes, caring energy. They like the way we are around them. They like the way we make them comfortable. They like the way that we provide. They like the way we serve them. They like the way we interact with them. They really don't care much how you look like, although it's always interesting and important to them. But it's not as important as your character, the way you treat them, the way you respect them, you love them, you care about them, the way you make them feel safe and comfortable, the way you converse with them, how confident you are. This is what you should work on. Don't fall in the trap of that. I gotta be 6'3" and 210 pounds and fit like a fiddle and I don't know, whatever else. That's not what they're looking for. So understand that, and then don't give a damn about all these things that you're coming about because you think that's important. At age 25, you have nothing else going for you other than your looks. But you should be able to offer a lot more than looks because that's not what the girls are looking for. They're not looking for a good looking guy necessarily, although that's a bonus, but they're looking for someone that makes them feel important, makes them feel pretty. And you can make any woman feel safe with you, and that's what they are attracted to. So stop being so um, superficial and buy into this whole business of I got to be having a six pack before a girl look at me. No, the girl that wants to last for a long relationship is not necessarily looking at your body only. Is looking for attributes that most men do not have. Focus on what you can provide and offer a girl that most other guys don't. Most other guys, they offer arrogance, self-centeredness, selfishness, want to use the girl. Don't. Go on, offer understanding, offer calmness, offer security, offer pleasantry, offer respect, offer confidence, offer being there for her. These are what makes humans attracted to each other. So at age 25, you've got long ways to go by providing and bringing about all these wonderful characteristics that you need. Those are the ammunitions that you can pretty much attract any good, decent woman to yourself. So focus on that rather than the rest of the nonsense that you're having to put in your mouth, in your head, not mouth. um, so Stephen Lowe's here. Says, hi, Maran. Hello, Stephen. This is Male 42, Los Angeles. Thank you for that, Stephen. And hope things are working out for you as we talked about last time at work and so on. And Princeton says, I've seen you repeat yourself relentlessly for thousands of videos on intrusive thoughts and HOCD. Your patience is impeccable. More power to you, Zorro. Thank you very much, Princeton. I appreciate that. Ricardo Lay is 55 Oakland, California. Thank you, Ricardo. Welcome. Welcome to my lair, as Dr. Evil says. Luca Tota, female, 17, Kuwait. Again, ahlan wa sahlan. And that's the extent of my Arabic. And Defender of Justice says, hey, Mehran, my ex contacted me after 3 months of not speaking and wanted to be friends, but wanted me to come clean about past lies. I told her and she reacted very badly. Did I do the right thing? Well, I don't have enough information to give you my opinion because I really don't understand. Did she, have you guys broken up? Are you not together? Or she just didn't talk to you for 3 months without breaking up? And now that she's reached out, obviously you're important to her and how you behaved and interacted with her is important to her. She likes to know if she's been respected in that relationship, or you have lied to her in several occasions and different things, which has disrespected her in her standards, which I understand that. So perhaps she just reached out to clarify and see how honestly or dishonestly she was treated, and that was something in her mind. The fact that you told her the truth is good. And So this is what I assume you're saying, that when she asked you about your previous lies, you told her the truth. You say, I told her. I mean, I understand that it means you told her the truth, how it was, that you did lie to her. And she reacted very badly. That's all right. Let her react badly because you behaved badly when you lied to her so many times. I don't know what about, but whatever it is in a serious relationship, there is no place for lying. And if you did that, well, obviously it caused certain reactions from her and perhaps uh, was the pathway to breaking up. Now that she's been thinking about it and it's been eating her alive, I guess she wanted to know. The fact that you told her, even though it wasn't the good news for her, but it was the right thing to do, to tell her the truth. Always telling the truth is a pathway to some balanced and honest relationship, even if it means to break up, but still an honest relationship. She will think of you not as a liar, but as someone who came clean. This will teach you that next time when you're with a girl or in a relationship, don't lie to them. Just say the truth. Not the truth that would hurt them or disrespect them in that way. Just be a gentleman. Doesn't take much. And part of being a gentleman is treating others correctly, rightly, especially the people who haven't treated you bad. So if she hasn't been a liar or a cheater or, manipulator, if you don't have the guts to be honest with her, why the hell are you in a relationship? Why? What for? To use girls? A gentleman, a real man, never uses woman, never uses a girl for any reason, any personal reason. Always be truthful, honest, respectful, and gauge the situation, how close you are, and regulate your behavior and interactions with them based on how close you are in communication and in relationship, and what tolerance they have, what backgrounds they have, what do they expect from a friend or from a guy or from a romantic situations. You got to assess all this. You got to be responsible for your behavior. Let me see. Can you guys hear me okay? Is it too late to ask? Oh, yeah, it is. It's all on. Okay, so having said that, we go to Canty Jr. Says, I think most women are attracted to money and fame. No, most women would prefer you have money, not so much fame, but money. But that is not what all women are like. Most women, like most men, prefer to have money. So they do because it's all about comfort and it, alleviates lots of challenges. But some women are only looking for that money and fame, but most women prefer someone who has money. Why not? If I have a girlfriend, I would prefer to have a career. I would prefer for her to have a career and her own money so she will be independent in her interaction with me. So I can always be sure that she likes me for me. Not because I have a little bit of a money or I can buy things that she can't buy for her. Then that is not really my worth and value as far as I'm concerned. That means I'm providing a service. So I have a use for her, not that I am her interest. What I can do is what she likes, not me. There's a difference between you liking someone or what he or she can do for you that you like. So, do you love her or do you love what she does for you? So, in the case of the girls, they should ask themselves, do they love him or do they love what he does for them? That's a two different thing. So if you can recognize and have distinction between the two and understand the difference, then you have a pathway to what it is that you're actually looking for in a girl or whatever it is that you're looking for in a guy. Um, Country Junior says, I think it's better to not to give more attention to girl and try to build a great future, and they will naturally attract it to you. I don't follow. First of all, let me know what's your gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. That's part of our protocol that I got to know a little bit about you guys by you just letting me know. For example, Lokotota says F for female, 17, age, Kuwait, where she is tuning in from. That helps me a little bit culturally, gender wise, how I address you, and what age you are. And Aaron Swickmes, am I butchering the name? Eric Swickmes. All right, I tried. This is hello, Aaron. I have a question. Aaron, first I got to know age, gender, where you're tuning in from. Please provide that so I get some info about you. And I read your question while I'm waiting for that. Says, hello, Marin. I have a question. For a long time, I'm very aware about the way I'm walking. Because of this, sometimes I feel like that I am walking in a weird way, and this sometimes makes me ashamed. I don't know how you walk that makes you feel ashamed. I don't know what kind of walk makes one feel ashamed. But if you don't like the way you walk, you can change its style. There's so many ways in the old movies you can see people walk. Some people walk with a little bit of a flair, a little bit of style, a little bit of pulling one leg a little bit, giving it a little bit of a move, like as if they are limping or as if they are going up the stairs. It's kind of a cool way in 1970s. That's how they would walk. Mostly our black brothers and sisters or brothers would usually walk that way. It was like a cool way of talking. Some of us would also, not me, but some of the friends would also kind of follow that kind because it seemed free and cool. And some other ones are walking in a very military style, very serious. So you can consider that. And some are walking like the hippies walk, like nothing matters. They don't give a shit. So you can just change your walking style depending what makes you feel confident. So you don't have to stick with however it is that you're walking. And but most of the time, just don't give a shit. Doesn't matter how you walk. It's important how you talk, but not much how you walk. Uh, Now, Seb2307 says, hello. Last time, again, Seb, I need, for God's sake, guys, how many times do I have to say? I'm going to get the ugly stick. You guys got to be aware and afraid of the ugly stick because you're lucky that I can't fly because I'm not vaccinated. But if I could fly, I would have my, ugly stick and be at your doors and beat you all in your heads if you don't comply with the rules of this of this community here. I need your age, gender, where you're tuning in from before every goddamn question. You got it? Now, let's see if Country or Aaron provided that information that I wanted. Aaron, male, 22 years old. Where from? Damn it, Aaron, is it hard? So hard. Age, gender, where are you tuning? Which country, which city? So, going back to where we were, and we have Sandim one. Sandim one says hello. Sandim, you haven't been here for a long time, have you? And don't forget, I still need to remind myself of your age and which country you're tuning in from. Although I remember your what is it? Screen name. So let's go back to Seb. Seb, I'm still waiting for the info. Aaron says I'm from Netherlands, Maastricht. Okay. I hope I didn't butcher the name. Thank you for that, Aaron. Aaron says, sir, thank you. That's all I needed to hear. I think Thank you. I'm male, 22 years old, and I'm from Netherlands. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Seb says, I'm 18 from Cyprus. Okay, great. Now, was that too hard, guys? Do that beforehand. So we have Seb. We go to back to Seb. Seb says, last time I was here about setbacks. Since then, been okay. But today, minor setback again. Now, I put up a video for you on the setback. And I'm going to put that link here. Pretty much from now, really, by now, over 3,000 videos on this channel. Pretty much anything you want to know after breakup, how to move on, and why you feel the way you do, and all that, so on, and anything to do about what is it, OCD and subset of OCD, such as HOCD, setbacks, and all that. It's all here. All I have to do is just point you. All you have to do go to my search engine and just put in the word that you're looking for, the title or the topic, a word of a topic that you're looking for, and there will be a video on it. There most definitely, I mean, 99% there would be a video on it. So here says setback. See, I just put the word setback, and there we go. How to deal with a setback in HOCD. And there it is. It's 12 minutes long. And I'm simply putting it here for you to watch it as a response to your question for the setback. Whenever you have a setback, this is the video you can watch and use what it says in there. See if it can be helpful to you. Steven says, I had a week vacation and it was much needed. When I was at work during that week, I encountered a couple of coworkers who were a little rude, and it kind of got to me. Well, did you expect everybody on this earth is coming from a good background, pleasantry, proper behavior, and proper words that they would utter and use when they're in a conversation with somebody else? There are lots of people, assholes. I remember when I was in university, I had just started martial art training. I was a white belt. And the big master, the founder of Aikido, Toei Sensei, had come from Japan and had put a big seminar in the gymnasium. There were hundreds of people there. And I was very eager to learn, and very skeptical too, but very polite. So I was always trying to see how real this is, not because I doubted anything that he would do, no, but I wanted to know how it is done so I would be so convinced to be able to follow it and learn from it. So I would go properly and try to learn the techniques and so on and examine it, how true that power of the mind was and so on. So in that particular setting, one of the higher rank instructors from Hawaii who knew me because uh, his son was a teacher in our school for that martial art. But the big master from Hawaii said, come, let me introduce you to Toi Sensei from Japan. And they introduced me, says, Mehran is also an instructor in horses because I competed as an equestrian in international, national championships and so on. So they knew me that I do that. Even though I was a white belt, but they introduced me as an instructor for horses. Toi Sensei looked at me, and to me, it was a great honor to be introduced to him. And I was eager, open ears, young boy, trying to learn whatever comes out of his mouth. And he said, yeah, it's very good and easy and important to train a good horse, good animal. But it's very difficult to train a good human being, he said. And then he said, to my surprise, he said, most people are cows. Now, the context that I understood of that, maybe not the context that he was meaning, but could be close. I was kind of shocked because to me, he was the symbol of care, symbol of compassion, symbol of love, for humanity, for energy. So for a moment, I was shocked that how could a man with such credentials, such care, such teaching, mastery, ability to teach us about the universal love and universal energy and so on, would actually say most people are cows. It was a lesson I remembered, and of course, it was a pleasant, honorable experience to meet him. But I was in search of the meaning what he says because I knew what he said was very positive and was not derogative, was not negative, because I knew the master as far as I had read his book and knew who he was. Not that I knew him personally, but I knew him in that way. It took me 20 to 30 years till I understood what he said. It's true. Most people are cows. Not in a derogatory way that they're not valuable, in their understanding and relation and caring about energy and human suffering and other humans' well being. They don't care. Just because you're a good saint, you're a good person, you're a positive person, caring person, loving person, that does not mean all humans are. And the mistake we make in life is that we look upon others the way we know ourselves. If you're a wonderful person, good person, we think everybody's good. But that's not necessarily the way it is. That's a good way to approach it, but not the way that it actually is. Most people are actually don't give a shit. They're not as sensitive as you are. They're not as caring as you are. They're not as loving as you are. They're not as protective as you are. They just don't give a shit because mostly are cows. Not as a demeaning factor, using the word cow means like they're oblivious. I think that's what he meant. Most people are careless and oblivious and selfish. They don't care. They just care about basic things and that's it. They have no other understanding to go deep and understand what the world, energy, and all this is all about. And I think that's what he meant. But it took me 30 years to understand that it's true. So when you tell me that some people were rude, it's because you're not rude. You're a good person. I know you. So you expect other people observe the respectful interaction with other people, but they don't. Why? Because most people are cows. You cannot expect much from them. Their level of understanding, their level of compassion, their level of care, it's only into their basic needs for themselves, and that's all they care about. So if you expect them to not to be rude, is because you're not rude. But expecting others to be like you, it's going to be misleading to you because your expectations will be beyond what they can offer, and you will always be disappointed. So allow people to prove themselves to you who they are, rather than you paint a picture of them in your mind based on who you are, thinking that all other people should be a reflection of you. Hmm? So when people are rude to you, that's on them. People's behavior and lifestyle and interaction with you is not a reflection on you. It's a reflection on them. They're introducing themselves to you. They're not telling you who you are or what their comment is, and their interaction with you is not a representation of who you are. It's a representation of who they are. So if they're rude to you, that means they are not good people. It doesn't mean that you're devaluated because this person was rude to you. It just means that person is not valuable and is not respectful and is not good enough to be your friend. Their action, interaction with you does not define you. It defines them. So if they're rude, that means they are defining themselves as an unworthy entity for you to interact with. So, on that note, all people are cows until otherwise is proven. Anyhow, at least that's what my understanding was, what the master said. If it was different, well, then it was different. I stand to be corrected. But that was my understanding. Again, my understanding is on me, not on him. Just so to make sure I don't misrepresent what he might have meant. All right. Now, going back to Canty says, Mail 22, Ohio. Thank you for that. Muhammad Samir Khan says, Mehran, sir, I want to know about your OCD story from where it started and how you dealt and how you became brave in life and acquire awareness of psychology. Oh, well, it's a long story. I had OCD ever since I was a kid. I was to watch. I have videos on OCD and the roots of OCD. You can watch it because otherwise it's going to be another 25 minutes for me to talk. But very quickly, every human being, especially children, are looking for psychological security. Before we had this kind of a brain, we had no need for, we had no OCD, we had no any kind of OCD, and we had no need for necessarily certain kind of a securities that we need today. We always needed security and physical security from dangers of wild animals and so on since a million years ago. But since 40,000 years ago, when we were bestowed upon us, when we were the blessed, so to speak, because he has the uh, problems too, we were blessed with this brain, we were able to think and speak. That's when most problems start, because most problems are because of the way, because that we can think and speak. Before we could think and speak, we had no, pretty much we had no psychological problems other than the chemical imbalance and the different kind of psychological issues due to brain activities, whatnot. But we didn't have psychological problems as far as thought-based psychological problems because we couldn't speak and we couldn't think. We were just like animals living instinctively. Eat, hunt, run, have sex, and no questions about anything. Everything was instinctive. But since we were able to think and speak, then thoughts created lots of turmoil in us, lots of questions, and lots of misunderstanding, lots of suggestions, and so on. And then we ended up thinking the brain is us and we're the brain. And that's where the beginning of all the problems, most of the psychological problems. So OCD also has a psychological root into psychological security. Every child wants to be secure. And because we have no way of securing that security, securing that wish for security, we rely on certain fictitious and made up things as if we think there's something out there that is willing to barter with us. And if we do certain crazy things, that entity would be satisfied, would then favor us with certain kind of a security and favor that we're expecting, such as because there's no way for me to fortify or guarantee my parents would be safe as a child, but I love them. I want them to be safe. Everything I have is because of them. My comfort, my home, my food, love from them, protection from them, all because of them. So I want them to be safe because I love them, right? And I'm a child, but I have no way of guaranteeing it. So what comes to my mind? Maybe if I push the light button several times off and on, maybe something jives and becomes balanced. Some power out there will be satisfied that I've done this 5 times instead of 1 time, and they will favor me with protecting my parents. The things that my thoughts are making, because there is no way for me to guarantee it. So I'm kind of trying to convince myself and ease myself into, guaranteed for myself by certain beliefs that it's got no real truth base. But I believe in it because part of our comfort in life is if you believe something or not. If you believe that you're going to be safe, then you will feel comfortable to walk outside. If you believe you're going to be hit by a truck, well, you will be depressed and sit in the home and fearful. Mental things have a lot to do with our well-being and accomplishments in life. So that's the kind of things that usually kids start with, trying to protect their lifestyle, trying to protect their loved ones because their life depends on it. The whole world is about their parents and the things that they love, and they want to protect that. They have no way doing that. Then they start making some kind of a deal with some fictitious observer, watcher, that they think it's a god, or they think it's some kind of a power that it can protect them in one way or another. So they try to communicate please with them because they can never hear anything from it. So they start doing some crazy things, such as, touching the wall 5 times and pouring the tea in the cup 3 times more than it should, filler than what it can do, maybe one more drop because that would mean things are balanced, all kind of crazy things, but it's all crazy. So for me, it took a while I didn't care about it. I thought, well, it's something I got to do, something I got to do. If I have to look that way a few times, I look at it. If that's going to guarantee some safety or something good for someone that I love, I'll do that. It's like, what's the harm? If I can guarantee, my brain would have convinced me that this is what I should do, right? So eventually, I came to understanding when I was much older, because it was getting more and more, and I didn't realize it through childhood. I was just dealing with it, no big deal. What's a big deal? So I do it a few times. But then it was getting more and more to the point that I said, this is crazy. And I didn't know anything about the stuff that I do today. I had not researched. I didn't know what OCD was. I had no knowledge about it. I just knew something that I'm doing. But I decided that this is crazy because it's taken over my life. So I braved it. I started reprogramming myself. And if I was thinking about, if I walk this way, it's going to hurt my knees, so I would try to notice what is the movement of the legs, what is it designed for, and then I would counteract that belief or understanding that this movement could have or could hurt my knee. So I was correcting my information by examining everything. It took me 2 years, but I got rid of, if not all, most of it. So no longer I'm touching the wall light switch 5 times. No longer I'm doing walking over the 4 corners of the brick when I'm walking. No longer I have superstitious of that I have to do this to create safety for my son or for my father or for my mother. All these are because we love each other. We love good things for each other. We have no way of guaranteeing it, and then we kind of rely on certain kind of a belief or fictional contract that we sign mentally with some entity that might be watching. These are all fictional things, mental things. That when you understand the components of the brain and how these things are connected and function and malfunction, and they're just like any other organ that malfunction, then you learn how to help them, cure them, and bring relief and reprogram them. Then you get involved with the real research, which after I got rid of it, years after I got rid of all that, then I became interested to helping others. And for that, that wasn't me internally dealing with it. I had to be able to know how to actually explain that. So I needed the science behind it. So I researched carefully. So with the ability of understanding what is thought, what is consciousness, what is fear, what is ego, how do they interrelate and how they affect each other, desire and pleasure and so on. And then with the neuroscience and experiences of the neurosurgeons and all the different studies that was done, the work of Dr. Schwartz and many other experts in OCD and OCD subsets. and listening to their lectures and so on, such as Dr. Philipson, Dr. Jan Weiner, Dr. Schwartz, and so on, Dr. Owens, Dr. Leibit, Dr. Penfield, Dr. Speary. All of these helped me to deliver things that was not easily delivered to people in a nutshell, in a shorter than years of studying. So my research has enabled me to be able to deliver that just as I did it for myself, and also helped me to understand how I actually got over it without knowing these things. Now that I know it, so I try to help others as well. So, see, I told you it's going to take a long time, but that was a short version of it. Loco Toto says every aspect in life, traveling, having kids together, in my life, everything around me keeps triggering me about her and her husband. For example, if I saw a newborn, I imagine her having one. I know I can't control her life, but I'm tearing myself apart for her new life always. Now, Loco, you're supposed to let me know, remind me of who you are. I know we might have, I think you're a lady and you had this girlfriend that she decided to get married to a man and broke up with you. And you, is that, am I remembering it right? Please remind me and let me know your age, gender, and where you're tuning in from. I need to know all that before I can answer your questions, please, for many reasons. Loco Tata says, I wish I could stop 1 year and I'm trying to stop thinking about my ex and her husband. I just can't. What can I do to actually stop giving the power away to stuff I can't control? Her marriage and life. She talked to me last week, ending the chat with, I wish you can move on. She treats me badly and doesn't love me, obviously. First of all, why do you think she's responsible for treating you well or paying attention to you? Why is it that you think she's still responsible to bring you happiness? Why is it that you don't take responsibility for your happiness? Is this making you happy thinking about her? Why is she more, and why thinking about her and her life is more important than you finding remedy for your happiness and moving on with your agenda, with your life, with your plans? Why are you giving priority to her and her life, not to yours? What brings to you by thinking of her? Do you get happy by thinking what she does in her life? Why is she so more important than you and your life? Why is her life and her activities is more important than your life and your activity? Why have you given priority to her, to a person who is actually living with someone else and having sex with that one and not with you? What's the logic here? What happened to your individuality? You're responsible for your happiness. Other people are not. You cannot hold other people to keep you happy. You cannot go into a relationship expecting and hoping the other person make you happy. You're supposed to be happy and then go into a relationship. And you're not there to make the other one happy, and you're not there for them to make you happy. Each person should be happy before a relationship and then go and share your knowledge, your lifestyle, and what you can contribute to each other and to the relationship. Instead, what you're doing, you're constantly expecting her to be responsible for your happiness. That's why you say, unless she comes to you, unless she stops paying attention to her husband, unless she would still be friend with you, then you're not happy. Well, you have given the brush of the picture of your life to someone else to draw it. I'm saying get the brush in your hand yourself. You do what makes you happy, and you don't give a damn about what she's doing because she's not giving a damn about you. Because if she did, she wouldn't be marrying somebody else. She would still be with you, but she's not, is she? So why is it that she can move on, she can do it, she can be happy, but you can't? What loyalty do you have to her when she has no loyalty to you? Why? Where is your loyalty to you? You are responsible to bring happiness to you. Are you attending to that responsibility? No, you're not. You're attending to somebody else's life. Life is short, my friend. Before you know it, you're old and you're gone and about to be gone, and you're just still not happy because you were focusing on what other people are doing and how they're living. I'm saying the hell with them. If they're not there for you, you shouldn't be there for them the way you are. Remember what we always said, what my father said. If this wheel not turning for you, I don't care if it turns at all. If this wheel is not turning for me, I don't care if it turns at all. Meaning, it doesn't matter how beautiful that table is set, how much beautiful food, delicious food and dishes are on it. If you're not invited on that table, you shouldn't care how many wonderful food is set on that table. You should focus on your food and bring what pleases you and take actions to bring the lifestyle that you deserve and what makes you happy. Stop looking at that table. You're not invited there. Therefore, that table has no meaning, should have no meaning for you. You shouldn't even care if there's anything on it or not. Doesn't matter how wonderful dishes are. If they're not for you, you shouldn't care even if they are or not on that table. Same thing. If she's not for you, if she's not giving it to you, her love, her attention, or whatever else, what should you care if she's giving it to somebody else or not, or focusing on that? You shouldn't even care about her. Just wish her well and move on, because you're losing your own life and time by thinking that you're being loyal to an idea of a relationship when you guys were together. What is your loyalty for? Because you think there's a watcher watching you. And as long as you stay loyal, he or she, whatever that power is, may bring her back to you. What kind of a crock of nonsense and bullshit is that? Have some balls. I know you don't, you're a lady and you shouldn't. If you did, I'll question that. But I'm saying have a little bit of respect for yourself and build your life for you. She's gone, she's gone. Okay, that was the experience for you. And it's not the end of the world. She's not the only one available in this world. And she's not the only quality girl that you can find and have compatibility with. That was an experience and its duration is over. Like anything else in this life, has a duration. A tree gives you fruit, it has duration for a month or so. Then it doesn't until next year. But there's always going to be fruit. If not this tree, another tree, and another tree. You cannot say because I couldn't get the harvest from this tree, then I will never have fruit again. It will be there again on the same tree, different branches, or on other trees. There is going to be fruit again. So that's how you should look at it and move on from this tree that all the fruits are gone, or they had one on it and is no longer on it. So what are you hanging around this tree for? Go to a next tree. There's so many amazing, beautiful fruits on different trees of different kind. But unless you look at them and you be aware of them, you will be losing the chance of a lifetime to enjoy rather than thinking, oh, that's the only tree that I want the fruit from. What for? Why? Every tree has fruits, and every one of them are delicious, similar. You've made a god out of this one for no reason. Get your lazy ass off a chair and go and socialize and find other friends and find out somebody else. There we go. It's on you what's going on with your head and with your life. It's not on her. You can't hold responsible other people for decisions they make for themselves, because they make it for themselves, not for you. But you're expecting somebody else to make a decision that makes you happy. No, I'm saying you got to be resilient and be able to deal with things when they're not in your favor. You can still move on and go to the next hill and go on top of that and go down below that one and find another city and find another tree and find another fruit and find another girl. That's how you deal with things. You can't get stuck with these kind of nonsense. Life is too short for that. And Alexander Orid says, hello, Meran. How are you? Hello, everyone. Hello, Alexander. Um, don't forget, there it is. Alexander, male 35, says, why embedded mental habits that are formed in brain from childhood are hard to break and run our lives without our will because they have been engraved into the habit center, and the brain has no more recognition of this, what it is. It just does it as an automatic behavior. So you need to focus on what that is and relate it to your health situation, what it does for you, happiness and health, and use that to trigger yourself out of that habit and break the habit. Because as Professor Anne Grable has pioneered in the study of cluster of behavior, cluster of actions, seems like one action in the brain. The cluster of behavior and movements to the brain is only one. As I mentioned before, if you ask someone who just came out of a store, paid for a pack of cigarette, opened the cellophane wrap around it, tore up the package, pulled one out, put it in his lips, and flick a fire 2 inches away from his face. If you ask him, are you, sir, aware that you went to a store, paid for a package of cigarette, you tear up the cellophane wrap, tear up the package, pulled one out, put it in your lip, and put a fire 2 inches from your lips? He says, no, I just know that I'm smoking. The cluster of movements to him, to the brain, is only one move, smoking. That's all he sees. He doesn't remember any of those other activities. And after a while, that's all it seems. So for you, having these behaviors that is become automatic has dialed into your habit center. So brain doesn't recognize them as a bunch of other movements. Your just brains recognizes one move. Now you got to connect this one move to what it does to your health. And then that will jog you to become more uh, mindful of this behavior. And there will you will question it every time you're about to do it automatically. And that will help you to get yourself out of that gear. It's elaborate discussion, but I guess we can't do more than that. There's a lot more to tell you about that. Muhammad Samir says, sir, you haven't read my question. I think you're irritated by my question. Am I? I don't think I'm irritated by this question. I think I did. What was your question? I did answer you. Say, I said, I want to know about your OCD story and started how you dealt with it and how you became. Yeah, I think I explained it, but I had longer explanation, but it wouldn't, it would be like 25 minutes, just one question. That would not be fair to continue, but I did. I think you put this before I got to your question, huh? Muhammad is, I'm 19. Okay. All right. Sophie Noble. Hello, Sophie. Seb says, thank you, sir. You're welcome. Muhammad Samir says, 19 male. I decided not to marry anyone as I've come to know all are fake. And why should I become weak to acquire psychological security from opposite gender? I only comply myself. I want to be strong. What does that have to do with getting married? By saying all is fake is not true. Not all women are fake. Even today, with all the garbage qualities that we have in people, male or female, there's still wonderful women around. It may take you longer to find them, but don't judge everybody just because short-lived experiences at age 19 has had only so many limited experiences, and suddenly you're brushing the whole women society and portion of the world, and you paint them with one brush. They're all fake. No, the ones that you've met are fake. At age 19, you've met 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, 22 years maximum. You haven't met any other real woman who has actually have had her career, education, and growth and maturity, and then they're at the best time of their life and wisdom and so on. You haven't met any of those. You've met some kids, and most of them today are, yeah, they're just out of whack, but there's still good kids available too. So you can't just say generally something like this because of your limited experience about all women are fake. No, then they can also say all men are this and that, but it's not true. There are good boys, good men, good women, good girls. They're all available. It depends on who you run into, and it's a lifetime that you're supposed to be searching. You can't just decide on the whole quality of humanity just by meeting a few by the age 19. What do you know? You hardly know who you are at this age, let alone really knowing what kind of people are out there and if they're all the same as you have met the ones that you have met, or they're going to be different. At different age and echelon, when your standards go changes and you get to meet other people at different age and different echelon of their lives, then you can make a better judgment than just right now at this age. No, Muhammad John, that's not good. Decided to die alone with awareness of life and thinking logically and learning life. That's bullshit. You still need a woman. You still need to be kind to her, to provide for her, to have her hand on your back sometimes, in your head sometimes, to praise you, to smile at you, to enjoy that energy. We women and men need each other's energy. We need to complete each other by being together. You need that connection. Now, if you can't find the right connection with the kind of woman that around you, that's a different story. So you keep looking. It's like saying go into the mountain looking for diamond or gold and looking for, a few days or a few weeks and say, oh, I'm tired. I've digged so much and I can't find the gold. I can't find diamond. So all these mountains are nonsense. There's no diamond, no gold here. That's bullshit. You got to continue for years before you hit the mother lode, and all of a sudden, wow, right, diamond rocks or gold nuggets and gold branches all there. But it takes a while to find sometimes. So be patient and continue digging. Have your journey, prepare your life, do your career, do your studies, but in the meantime, keep your eyes open. You will run out. Don't conclude, oh, I haven't found them yet, so they will never be found. No, you haven't found them yet. Yet is the operating word. Continue on. Never give up. Raven says, I'm 20-year-old, a male, and from the Netherlands. Hello, Raven. And Lokotota says, hey, I did mention it above. You did mention what? Age and gender? I might have seen it already. Yeah, probably. Oh, you did? I don't see it. Okay. Ah, oh, 17 Kuwait. Oh my goodness. You're so young. Local Hota. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't take it so seriously. 17-year-old Jesus, let it go. You hardly know who you are, what you want at this age, let alone her knowing. Forget it. Let alone knowing what kind of a partner you want. Forget it. Just don't pay attention to your whatever you think of her. It's just 17-year-old infatuation with something that was so profound to you at this age. But just let it go for now. Take a break from it instead of constantly thinking about her. Just do me a favor. Just say, for a while, I'm not going to think of her because it's not important. Or it is, but I'm just going to take a break from thinking about it. And I'm going to attend to my life for the next year. And then we'll talk next year when you're 18. And we'll talk about it. If that was enough, then another year. Because I assure you 100% that when the time passes, you don't give a shit about this one at all. You will be angry at yourself why you actually were so adamant to go after her. So that you won't be angry at yourself, take a break for now. Live your life, studies, and all the other things that you're interested in. Stop thinking about her. She's alive and all that. It was just the infatuation for this thing. That's it. Trust me. That's why you're here, because you trusted me and my channel. And I'm telling you, continue your life and studies and things that you like and you're accustomed to, and let it go for a couple of years. And then when you're older, you say, holy shit, I didn't give a shit about that, because at that age, that's all I knew. But now you've seen so many other people, so many other things. You've changed yourself in understanding what your expectation, who you are, your standards are changed, and you would be looking for someone different. At age 17, you have different expectations, different understanding, and different standards. And when you're older, different. So don't judge how you will be feeling about this then, now. Don't judge how you would be feeling about this in the future, but instead judge about how you will feel about it in the future as you are now. That is not fair. That is not accurate. It's just your level of understanding today is this. But don't think this is the level of understanding expectation of you would be 2 years from now. Don't make the judgment and decision of what you would be making 2 years from now. That's not right. That's not you. You're making a judgment based on your knowledge and ability and understanding capacity of today for what you are 2 years from now, which is not going to be the same as today. You'll be a different person, a different mentality, different standards, different expectations. So chill. Stop pursuing her. Stop pursuing in her your brain. Just take a break and move on. I assure you that's the right thing to do, and you'll be pleased that you did that. You're torturing her. You're conditioning yourself. You no longer even care about her. It gets to the point that you no longer care about her, but you've conditioned yourself thinking about her all the time. You've conditioned the brain into a habit center that you must be thinking about her, even though you don't care anymore. So stop programming yourself by constantly, repetitiously thinking about her and giving her the kudos and making her important, because that becomes the hardwire in your brain. Then you will have a harder time to rewire your brain. Start rewiring from now by not paying attention about what comes to your head, what suggestions the brain makes, and what pleasurable time you had with her. Just say, okay, that was nice, but that's over. Now I got to go on. Focus on it's over now, I got to move on. Focus on that part and you'll be fine. Now, for the rest of it, please go on and make an appointment with me on my site, and we'll be discussing this in detail. I cannot turn this into a private conversation for any one of you. It'll just go on for hours, and we haven't been able to answer other questions. Rajesh is here. He says, hi, Mehran. I'm from India, 31-year-old. Welcome, Rajesh. Kalum, hi. Haig is here. He's a 28-year-old from England. I don't feel straight with all these unwanted thoughts. Can't focus on woman. But the key here was unwanted thoughts and the word thoughts. These are thoughts, not reality. These are unwanted thoughts, not wanted thoughts. And brain has malfunction in the signaling system. That's what it causes. That's what OCD and HOCD is about. So regardless of what you feel or you don't feel, you focus on the values in your life and your preferences in your life, not about how you feel or how you don't feel. You're expecting your feeling, which is thought driven, which brain has the power to make the body feel a certain way by presenting a certain thought. You're using that and allowing that to make your decisions. That's incorrect. You're supposed to run your life by your vetoes and choices, which comes from your values and preferences, not about the feelings and thoughts, because the feelings are thought-based and brain has the power to turn the thoughts into feelings, and that feeling is not supposed to become an evidence that the thought was correct because I feel something. Brain can make your body react and feel emotionally or physically in some ways, but that's brain's power. That's not your will. That's not your awareness. That's not your preference. You have to understand this. So, regardless of how many times these things show up, you're supposed to live your life with your vetoes and choices, not by thoughts and suggestions and feelings and so on, which is are induced by the brain's ability on your body. And don't let that to become an evidence that because of that reaction in the body or emotion, then the thought is correct. I have to now do something. No, it's not. It's a malfunction in the signaling system of the brain, and that's the end of it. That's how they're connected. Otherwise, it becomes a vicious cycle, and you don't have a real logical understanding. You just keep following this thought, emotion, reaction to the body, and the reaction to the body, emotional and physical. Therefore, it's an evidence that the thought is correct. Now, whoa, I'm changing. No, it's not true. All right, sit that enough. Rajesh says, I was in India and was loving a girl, but after discussing with her family, I got that they are materialistic minded and don't like to have alliance with me. Then we decided to separate apart. Now I moved to Canada, but I started missing my ex idealistic what? Idolizing her, feel like there is nothing without her. Well, that's the feeling because you have nothing right now. It's not because there's nothing without her, it's because there's nothing right now, so you think she's everything. If you start getting new friends here in Canada and give yourself time and focus on your career and studies and whatever, and let nature take its course, and you meet someone, then once you have met someone and that vacuum is filled and your desire is fulfilled through a relationship with her, then no longer this one represents anything to you, let alone being everything or nothing exists without her. In fact, everything exists because she doesn't exist in your life anymore. But that's what you got to focus on. Remember, life is an illusion. The illusion you focus on is the reality. So you're making your reality by focusing on an illusion. Don't focus on an illusion. Push the illusion away and bring reality and actuality instead. So create your reality with actuality, not with an illusion that you're focusing on. So, if life is all illusion and the illusion you focus on becomes a reality, let's focus on illusion that is attainable and is logical and it's here rather than illusion that is pumping you and interests you because there's a vacuum in something that you need. Out of a vacuum, you could like anything. If you're hungry, you would like any piece of dry bread that is on the street. You think, oh, that's the most delicious thing. Why? Because there's nothing else around. So you think without that piece of dried bread on the corner of the street, there's nothing like, there's no life. Yeah, because there's nothing else that you pursue to find to replace that piece of wood. I mean, piece of bread, not wood. So go on and find an apple, find a sandwich, then you no longer pay attention to that goddamn piece of dry bread on the corner of the street. As long as you don't, that piece of bread looks, it's everything, and nothing exists without that. That's what you have turned this girl into. You're not looking for anything else. You're not creating any other opportunities. You're not pursuing anything better. You're not opening your eyes and looking for something. You're just satisfying to sit around and create an illusion because it's easier. And in your virtuality, in the virtuality world that you've created by the contents of your consciousness, you're creating a life for yourself. And then you become lazy to go out and create an actuality. You're just enjoying that feeling of illusional life. I'm saying throw the illusion out, go out in the street, meet people, active in life, create a real actuality in real life situations, and then you will not consider an illusion, something that doesn't exist, as is everything that exists for you. Capiche? Now, let's go on to next. Yes, all those things. Okay, Rajesh, that's enough. I'm not going to continue anymore. You guys can go and make an appointment for Skype consultation. I'll be happy to discuss further. But that's your portion of the live stream. Seb says, why does HOCD make you feel, what is it? Why does it make you feel like straight relationship aren't normal anymore? Well, that because that's what HOCD is. It's like saying, why diarrhea makes my stool not to be, hard and soft coming out. It's all watery. Well, that's what diarrhea is. You can't just tell me just because that's what it is. Therefore, that is the actuality of my bowel movement. No, it's disorder. And that's how disorder looks. So this is what it does. What you just said is what HOCD makes, and that's a disorder. Not that because it feels that way, then that must be the way I am. No, it's a disorder. You got to learn how to deal with it, and you bring yourself back to your default setting. All right. Majid Buluri is here with 1.99. It's probably £2 of super chat for the channel. Thank you for the super chat. And Majid says, good evening, Mayor and John. Nice to be with you. Well, thank you for being here, and nice for your attention and tea money. I appreciate that. Once you join us, we'll go and get a couple of cup of tea and we'll have a chat. Mohammed Sami says, Mehran should have 1 million subscribers instead of this crazy content on YouTube. Yes. You mean other crazy? I know our content is pretty good. Nobody gives you guys straight answers and in detail as much as possibly in a live stream. Remember, guys, I have a live stream. I have a site, mindthatseekstruth.com, www.mindthatseekstruth.com. So I'm available for further discussions in detailed oriented discussions, elaborate discussions about what's concerning you in your thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, in your breakups, relationships, in your OCD subsets, challenges, and we'll discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. And Cardonian says, for anybody that's going through a breakup, the best medicine is working on yourself and working, achieving your goals in life. The woman you're concerned about is nothing to you now. And Cardonian ends it with saying, love your channel, by the way. Well, great. Thank you very much. Appreciate for the lovely comment of loving this channel. Yes, this channel is very lovable, but it's a best kept secret on YouTube. Nobody knows where it is, what it is. Muhammad Samir Khan says, intellect, good people are always underrated. Well, maybe, but I still like to be visible. Somehow, if you guys know a way to promote this channel, go ahead, promote it. Share the videos you like on your social media, talk about it in the chat lines, and promote it however you can. Because honestly, I do believe, and I agree with you 100%, I got to have a couple of million subscribers. The content that we have is second to none. And you know it, because you guys have told me. Every day I receive emails, somebody thanking me from something, saving his life or her life, or her focus in life, and to be able to move on and be happy again, whether it's about the breakups and relationships, or intrusive thoughts, repetitive thoughts, or OCD or HOCD. We get all kinds of these emails. I get all kinds of these emails almost every day, and I'm delighted and appreciative and humbled by that. But I do need to be able to be visible on this YouTube. If you have such a content that helps so many people on a daily basis, if they more see us, the more we can reach, the more we can help. And as you can see, it's all free. It's nothing that we're asking to pay. So it's all free, but we need exposure to help people. So do what you can. I'd appreciate it. Now, it's 1 hour and 28 minutes, and it's perhaps time for me to mosey on out and let you guys do something else. And I'll go about maybe making a warmer tea. And on that note, this is my favorite spot in the world. As you can see, that's Black Rock. Not that Black Rock that is ruining the world, in my opinion. That's the Black Rock in Hawaii, Maui. And that's my boat. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. My chauffeur is taking it for a spin. Right. Okay. It's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to our next live stream. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon. Well, we too, like the iceberg, have 1,000 times bigger powers that is not visible, and we must. Why? Is it something we're rambling on and I expect you to accept it? Or is there actually another power within us? Would you come and help me out? Okay. What I want you to do is put your hands underneath my arms and just lift me up. There we go. Okay, now, that's my physical part, right? Same thing, again, with that. Just want to see if there's any difference. Go ahead. Now, go ahead. Now, this, go ahead, when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So you see, this is different than what he was doing, and I'm not really doing anything. You convinced?
Yeah.
So are you guys convinced that there is something other than, thank you. Thank you very much.